Impress is a brand new no-code platform that transforms Figma designs into no-code applications. It does this by talking directly to Figma and using an online Git repository as an intermediate between it and other no-code platforms, with Wappler being the first one that is supported. There are two tasks that need to be completed inside of GitHub. The first is to provide a personal access token such that Impress can connect to GitHub. We do this by going up to the top right, selecting Settings, scrolling to the bottom, select Developer Settings, Personal Access Tokens, Tokens Classic, Generate New Token, Generate New Token Classic, give it a name. You can set an expiration time. I'll just leave it at 30 days for now. And the access that it needs is repo access. Scroll to the bottom, generate token. You see the token is now presented in front of you. This is the only time you will be able to see this token, so be certain to copy it and store it safely. The next step is to create a new repo for your project. So you do that by going to New. I'm going to call it the Task Manager. It can be public or private. In this case, we'll just keep it private for now, and then create repository. So next we do the same thing in Figma, where we will create a personal access token. You do this by going up to the menu, Help and Account, Account Settings. If you scroll to the bottom, you'll see personal access tokens, where you can type in the name, press enter, and you see that the token is given to you. And again, this is your only chance to keep it, so make sure you copy that and put it safe. We now create a new Wappler project and connect it to our GitHub repository. So back in GitHub, take a copy of the URL, go to Wappler, create a new project. Select the Git Manager tab, create a repository, connect, insert your Git URL. I'm going to put the remote name as origin. Press connect. For now, we'll just do it for this repository only. Authorize. On a separate screen, a browser is opened up that is asking me to allow Wappler to have access. I press open Wappler. You'll see that we're now back in here. So because it's a new project, it has initial project files. Commit those and we'll push them to the remote repository. You see that has been pushed. Come back over here, do a refresh, and you'll see our Wappler files are now in GitHub. The final step is to set up the project in Impress. So from the projects page, we add a new project. We click on it. You'll see the red cog is implying that some settings are needed. These are the values we've just got from GitHub and Figma. I'll insert our GitHub API key, our GitHub URL. The branch will be master, as you can see here in Wappler. Figma API key, and our Figma URL can be got by going to the Figma page and copying the link. We'll put our frames in as asterisk for now. Having saved that, everything's ready to run. So at this point, we press play. Impress clones the project from GitHub. It then does its thing. On the first time, it may take longer because it could be downloading SVGs and images from the design. It then commits the changes back to GitHub and the job is complete. You'll see that there's 2 updated files and 90 new files. If we expand here, it shows that roots and index have been updated, and then it lists out the various new files that have been created. Finally, if you go back into Wappler, pull down the code, you'll see that the design that was in Figma has now been brought down into Wappler. And if we open this in a browser, you'll see that we now have it rendered in a web page. At this point, your project is set up with Impress and Figma and GitHub and Wappler, and you're ready to go. Huge thanks to DStudio on Dribbble, who gave me their permission to use their design that inspired the Figma design used in this video. A link to the original design on Dribbble is available below.